friends, we are back at the very messy desk for a new vlog. So I am doing the 8 in 48 readathon this weekend, and I thought I would just do a short little vlog to share my experiences. I'm really excited to do this. I tried to do it the last time they did it and just like failed miserably, mostly because I kind of forgot and decided to do it early, or decided to do it last minute and whatever, but I planned for it this time. It's a great weekend for me to do it, and so here I am. Except I have done an abysmally horrible job of actually vlogging. So, it's 4 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. I don't even know what time it is. I actually got up at a good hour, early for me, TBH, and I went and worked out and forgot that I was vlogging today, so did not provide any evidence of that. Then I made pancakes and bacon and eggs for breakfast, which was delicious. What else did I do? So a midday update really quick. Right now I read for about 40 minutes and I finished, well, where'd the bookmark go? There it is. The first 104 pages of Legendary by Stephanie Garber. It's very good so far. It definitely, you know, reminds me a lot of book one. Lots of twists and turns and suspicious people, and you know, you're not really sure what's going on or who to trust or what the deal is. I'm using my super cool bookmark from the May Owl crate. It was just available, but it seems kind of appropriate with these strong ladies, Donatella and Scarlet. So I will give my thoughts more when I'm further into the book. Actually, I probably won't talk about it until the end, because I feel like with Caravel too, it's hard to know how you feel about the book until you have kind of like understood what's going on with it. So the next thing I'm going to do is head out to the pool and take a little dip. It's a super hot day here again, of course. It's summer, it's Texas, that's how it goes. And then I'm going to hang out in the hammock and do some reading while I kind of dry off. I don't like to come back into the house when I'm dripping wet. So hammock reading is great. I'm going to pick up Jane Eyre for a while. I really would like to get it finished. I'm on page 361 and I have been there for a while, a couple of weeks, I think, at this point. And I decided to switch to Jane Eyre first because like I really am motivated to get it finished too, and I can definitely finish Jane Eyre and Legendary in the next 2 days. Also, I just want to bring Jane Eyre instead of Legendary because Legendary is a library book and I'm going to be a little wet, and Jane Eyre is mine, which I got for $2 at Half Price Books. So if it gets damp or ruined or something, I'm not going to care very much. Yeah. I really hate that they have this stupid ugly sticker because the cover of this is actually quite pretty, but it's just totally ruined by that. So whatever. So yeah, that's my plan for the moment, and I will catch you guys in a minute. I read some of Jane Eyre in the hammock. Hang on. Jane Eyre, I read about 60 pages, which is pretty good. I am going to continue to read this. I think I am feeling the progress. I'm almost done, and I think I'm just going to try to finish it up. I said in the clip from earlier that I was reading in my Jane Eyre outside, mostly because it was my own book and I didn't care if something happened to it, and sure enough, it got wet. So that was my own bad. Oops. And here we are. I am eating some ice cream because, again, today is all about the healthy, and I'm going to just kind of hang out for a little bit. I need to film my week's end wrap up, so I'm gonna do that when my hair is a little drier and do some more reading. So that's kind of my like catch up, check-in, welcome to this reading vlog, and I will see you guys in a minute. Oh, I forgot to like explain what the 8 in 48 is. So like the name says, you're supposed to read for 8 hours over 48 hours. Right now I'm at like an hour and 20 minutes. I would show you, but it's on my phone, which is where I'm recording, so can't do that. Which like isn't great for 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I have lots of day left and I'm not really worried about that. So there we go. I just remembered I'm supposed to be vlogging my day. Whoopsies. So I made dinner. I have this and some pasta, and I'm gonna put it all together and top it with cheese. It's gonna be delicious. This is a pasta recipe that I think I maybe got a recipe for at some point, but I kind of just like, it's my own thing now. The essentials are you have to have bacon, and you have to have something like salty, and you need some cheese. So I've got bacon, I have olives and artichokes, I like artichoke hearts, and then I'm going to put the cheese on top. This time I also have onions and spinach in it, and I'm going to drizzle it with olive oil once I add the pasta, which I can do now. I added the pasta and some olive oil. It was gluey because I am gluten-free, and so it's not real pasta. This is, actually, I like this pasta a lot. This is a brand, the pasta is made out of chickpeas, so it has a really high protein content, which is great, and so instead of the like carb rush that you get from refined like brown rice or whatever, you get protein. So that's exciting. And now I'm just mixing it all together, and I'll update you in a minute when it's done. And here we have the yummy delicious pasta. The original recipe has you add tomato sauce, and I actually really like it with tomato sauce instead of like oil or butter, but I just don't have any tomato sauce. So me and Millie here to say two things that are just bugging me about Jane Eyre really quick, and then I have to let the puppies in because they are barking. First, Jane is really strong and awesome, but she is way too forgiving. And secondly, St. John Rivers would make an awful missionary. Like, no, he should not be a missionary. No. I don't actually know what time it is. I finished Jane Eyre! Yay! I can't do framing. Aw, it's fine. I have lots of thoughts. I'm probably gonna do a full review video like sometime next month after I get my thoughts together. I have a lot of thoughts. But overall, I liked the book. I did not like the men in the book. But I don't know if you're really supposed to. Anyway, that's my update. I have been reading for about 3.5 hours today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like keep going and read like for another 30 minutes or another hour or something with another book, or if I'm just gonna be done tonight. I haven't decided yet, so I will update you when I know what I'm doing with my life. So it's Sunday now. It is already 3:40, and I have done almost no reading because this is how life goes. Welcome to my very messy bookshelf. It's like hard to be motivated. I kind of need to like rearrange my books a little bit, but I'm moving in like a month, so I'm not really very motivated to do it, which means that the books just kind of get put on the shelf somewhere. Anyway, how much reading have I done? I don't actually know, because the only reading I did was at lunch, and I forgot to turn my timer on. So go me. I think what I'm gonna do is like calculate how many pages it was that I read, because it was just one chapter, and then I'm going to read that many pages and actually time it, and then I'll just kind of like add that much onto my time or something. I don't really know. I might not care in the end, but I'm only at about 3.5 hours, so it's like almost 4 if you count the chapter that I read, which was almost 20 pages. But I'm doing a great job. I was just busy this morning. I went to church, and then when I came home after lunch, I did a thing. Oh, I edited my week's end wrap-up, so that is definitely going up today on Sunday, which is the weekend. Yeah, I really wanted to get it up yesterday, but you know what? Progress. What am I going to do right now? Right now, I'm actually going to do some cleaning. My room is kind of a disaster, and I'm in the mood to get it done, so I'm going to do it now. And not sure what I'm actually going to read. I'm not really concerned. Like, I can definitely read 4.5 hours tonight. I don't have to get up early or anything tomorrow, so if I just decide to stay up late or something, that's cool. How late could I start reading? And 7:30 and be done by midnight and still make it? So, I don't know. I'm going to clean until I don't feel like cleaning anymore, and then I'm going to do some reading. So I will update you guys whenever that is. Okay, I don't actually know what time it is. I'll put it on the thing. I did a little bit of cleaning. I got sucked into an episode of Chef's Table. My brother was watching it, and I love Chef's Table, and I hadn't seen that episode for a while, so I watched it. And here I am, back in my room. I think I'm just gonna lay on my bed and read for a little while. I'm gonna start with 5th season because this is the book that I forgot to record the chapter of. So I'm just gonna read like as many pages as I had read before and see how long it is, and then I'll kind of like know how much time I need to add to my counter. And then I'm gonna go back to Legendary. I'd really like to just kind of like finish that today, and so that will be my focus for the rest of the day until I'm finished with it. And then depending on how much time I have left, I'll see if I'll come back to the 5th season. Will be the next book I read. I just don't know if I'll read it more today or later. So I read another chapter of the 5th season. The next chapter was basically the same length as the one that I read without counting, so I just read that chapter and it took me about 12 minutes. So I'm just kind of like letting the timer run for 12 minutes and then I'll go back to reading. I'm gonna, like I said, pick up Legendary after that and try to finish it. I also actually looked at the clock. It's 5:30. So my plan is once the like 12 minutes runs down, I'm gonna read for like 45 minutes and then get some dinner and do some chores for about an hour and then come back and do some more reading. That's as far ahead as I have thought in my life. It's about 7:30 and my reading total's at 4.5 hours, a little more than that. Yeah, I stopped and cleaned the kitchen and did dinner and stuff. But I am at page 209 in Legendary. And here it is. I just wanted to like stop and talk about it for a minute because when I mentioned yesterday that I was reading it, I know I was kind of skeptical about it. I wasn't sure if I was really feeling it, and it sort of felt kind of meh to me, and I was like, well, I'll finish it, but I don't really, whatever. But it is getting very good. It's still not like my favorite story in the world or anything, but I am remembering why I liked Caravel enough to want to reserve this, and I am enjoying it actually. So that is just a good thing, and I wanted to come and make sure that I said at some point that I am actually enjoying this. There were a couple of twists. I think it felt a little bit more like, oh, same old, just with Donatella, but there's some little twisties that start happening, and then once again, you're in the middle of a situation that's got high stakes and you really just have no idea what's real and what's not, and neither does Donatella, and I just find that very interesting. So I'll talk more about like my thoughts when I actually finish the book, probably not even in this vlog. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it or not, but definitely in next week's end wrap up I'll give like my overall thoughts of the story. But so far I am actually enjoying it. So that is my update. I'm going to go back and keep reading now. So I took a break, I made some popcorn and watched some YouTube oops, and uploaded a video. My week's end wrap up. I got it up on a weekend, yeah. And then it occurred to me that if I don't start reading soon, I'm going to run out of time. So I just finished Legendary, and I really did end up enjoying it. It was just a lot like Caravel, like a really fun, entertaining book with an interesting plot and lots of twists and turns. Keeps you guessing until the very end. Although I felt like a couple of times I kind of saw some stuff coming, which I didn't in Caravel, but that's okay. And I'm very interested now to see what is going to happen in Finale, because like Caravel really was like a completed story, and then it just had an epilogue at the end that kind of like opened the door back up for the sequel. This one definitely has left some things unfinished. So anyway, but I definitely plan to read Finale when it comes out next year, and I had fun reading this. I don't think it's going to become like a new favorite or anything, but it's definitely like a really entertaining book. And now I have a problem because I finished it and I still have 2 hours of reading left to do. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm about halfway through the 5th season, so I could read that, but it's also not here. It's over there in the other room. So that's no fun. So I think I might actually read about an hour of Waking Gods. I've been wanting to pick this up. I was gonna pick it up like tomorrow, and so I think I'm gonna read this for like an hour, and then I'll go back and like the next time I get up, I'll go get the 5th season, finish off with that. That's my plan anyway, but I will update you guys when I'm done at the very least and let you know what happens. Okay, I changed my mind. I decided I didn't really want to start a new book right now just because like I literally just finished one, and so I'd rather pick up one that I actually am already reading, and so I went into the other room and I grabbed the 5th season, so I'm gonna keep reading this. Okay, well, it's past midnight now, but I finished the 5th season like 3 minutes before midnight, and I also made it past 8 hours. I read for 8 hours and 10 minutes. This was fantastic. Oh my gosh, I can understand why people are raving about it so much. It was just so intricate and twisty, and there were all of these really like interesting little details, and it's literary and like just so good. I gave it 5 stars. I need the next book now, which brings me to a tangent. Why aren't there bookstores for situations like this? Like, I need it. So I'm gonna go put my stuff on Goodreads and reserve the next book at the library, because the ending was, yeah. Also, there was all of this like extra like appendix stuff and like chapters from her other series and stuff. So I wasn't, you know how like there's endings that are like shockers, but you kind of know a lot of the time when that kind of ending is coming, because you can just like feel, you're like, I'm running out of pages and there's no resolution here and this is gonna end badly. But I thought I had like an extra 50 pages, not 50. No, nearly 50 pages of story left, and then it just ended, and I turned the page and I was like, wow, new chapter. Nope, that was the end of the book. I'll probably film like an official wrap up at the, later when it's not midnight. Hey guys, so it is Monday afternoon and I just kind of slept in a little bit, which was nice because summertime. But I wanted to do just a really quick wrap up for the 8inTwo Readathon. There's a puppy. Hi, puppy. So I finished 3 books, which was actually really amazing. That was my TBR, basically, and I just like did not expect to actually finish all of these books. I read a lot, and I know I kind of read quickly, but I don't really pay attention to like how long I read, so this was kind of an interesting experiment to sit and actually time myself. So I have to do some math, but I'll come back and let you know how many pages I actually read, because I was like I didn't start all 3 of these books this weekend. I only started one of them. So the first book I finished was Jane Eyre, and I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot right now because I'll talk about it in my week's end wrap up, and I'm also planning to film a like full review video. But basically, I liked this more than I thought I would. This was a second chance classic for me, so it's one that I've read before and didn't really have very positive feelings about, and wanted to just revisit and see if those feelings were legitimate or based on 16-year-old me being forced to read this in high school. I think this one, at least, it was the latter, but I have a lot of thoughts about this book, and just like some things that I'm curious about investigating, so I will kind of discuss that more as I go. I have a lot of problems with the men in this book. A lot of problems, so we'll talk about that later in the interest of keeping this like under 12 minutes. The next book I finished was the only one that I started this weekend too, and that is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is like a fun YA. It's well written, the characters are very vibrant, and it's just like an entertaining series. It's not one that I think, like, I might reread it someday, but it's not like an enormous favorite for me. I don't have like strong passionate feelings about the story just in general, but I have enjoyed it very much, and I definitely plan on picking up Finale when it comes out next May. I have to wait a whole year, which kind of stinks because this book sort of ended on a cliffhanger. But it took me a little bit to get into it. I was kind of skeptical and kind of wondering if I had made a mistake in picking it up for the first like 50 or 100 pages. But then the plot starts twisting, and I really enjoyed it. It's a very well constructed story. Well, that's kind of generally my thoughts about that. And then literally at the 12th hour, at like 11:57, I finished the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and just like this book blew me away. It was so intricately constructed, the world was so unique and richly developed. So this was fantastic. Again, I'll talk more about it in my week's end wrap up, and I might even do a full review like of the trilogy when I finish the trilogy. I did actually get on my computer and reserve the second book at the library, and for some reason my library has the third book in the trilogy but not the first two, so those will get sent over, or like this one got sent over from another library, and then also the second one will get sent over. I have to wait for that, but I'm gonna grab the first one or the third one while it's there. I cannot talk, oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab the third one while I'm there today, that way I'll just have it. All in all, a really amazing time. This was just like great to have an excuse to sit down and just read. I tend to talk myself out of sitting down and reading for long chunks. I didn't used to. I did it for 8 hours this weekend, and it was fantastic. Hang on a sec and I will tell you how many how many pages I read. Okay, according to my calculations, I read 975 pages, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for this vlog, you guys. I really enjoyed doing the 8-in-2. 25 in 5, where you read 25 hours over 5 days, is coming the second week of August. So if you're interested in just doing a readathon that's pretty low-key, I highly recommend you check that one out, or at least go follow 25 in 5 on Instagram, because I think they do the 8-in-2s kind of periodically throughout the year. And those are nice because it's just like a weekend, but I'm definitely planning to participate in the 25 in 5. I like that it's just like a time-based, so you just read, you can read whenever, you can read whatever you want, but it's just like you need to read a certain amount, and that's pretty cool. I will definitely have time, like that's a good week for me to participate, so I'll be doing that. So join me. I'll maybe talk about it and do like another vlog and a TBR and stuff before when that gets going, but that's like August, so we'll worry about that closer to then. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!